Hello, my wonderful students. Hope you enjoyed your break. Glad to have you back. While I was gone, I had to take my dog to get spayed, so she's looking really sad and pathetic with a cone around her head. Um, so our objective, to remind you guys, is to be able to listen to something instead of just read it, to also be able to only listen and find out the main idea and supporting detail of it. Um, to be honest with you, we are bad at this. We do way, way, way better when it's something you read and answer the questions instead of just listen and answer the questions. And to me, that seems weird because some of us struggle with reading, but we're all competent at listening to things. So I decided to come up with a really good strategy that's going to help you with that. Okay? It's a two-step process. Number one, you write down the time in the video. For example, like maybe it's 33 seconds in, or for example, right now, a minute and 2 seconds in. Secondly, you paraphrase the key points. Remember, paraphrase means put it into your own words. Okay, so these are the two steps. I found this really cool podcast. It's called Radio Rookies. It's this group of high school kids from New York City that live in Brooklyn that are like amateur reporters, and they actually record podcasts for other teenagers. So it's kind of more interesting topics. So as we're talking about careers, here's what I want you to listen for. It's about this girl who wants to join the Marines, and she's only 5'4" and 100 pounds. So you're going to listen to this. The first 4 minutes, you're going to do as I do, write down what I write, learning the strategy. Then you're going to keep listening for the second 4 minutes and keep practicing, but independently. Okay? First 4 minutes together, second 4 minutes by yourself. Okay? Here we go.
Drum roll, please.
From WNYC,
You are listening to the Radio Rookies podcast.
A show that puts listeners in the shoes of teenagers.
Our lives,
Our communities, our world. Radio Rookies help you learn that the power of the mic.
that the power of the mic is a beautiful thing.
I'm Andrew Mambo, a producer for Radio Rookies at WNYC. Most of the young people in high school we work with are still trying to figure out what they want to do when they graduate. But from the first day we met Cece Rodriguez, she told us she planned to join the U.S. Marine Corps. And when she learned that women only make up 7% of the Marine,
Okay. First important point. Where is that at? About 39 seconds. And I can say, let's move my big head. We'll say 39 seconds. And what's the important point? Her name is Cece Rodriguez, and she wants to join the Marines. Okay? Keep listening.
that only seemed to motivate her more. But while doing her story, Cece discovered there are real challenges for women in the armed services.
18. 19. That's 20. Yeah, slow. I might have spaghetti arms, but I work out hard. I'm 5'4" and 100 pounds. I may be tiny, but there's a bigger me inside.
Okay? She is, that's important how big she is. So when does that happen? A minute 02. 1:02. She is 5'4", 100 pounds. Okay.
Bigger me inside this little me. That's like 7. I can already pass the Marine Corps physical fitness test. For pull-ups, I can do 20. And push-ups, I can do 30 of those. But
Okay, so I have two choices here. That was obviously an important point about how strong she is. I can either say directly exactly how many push-ups and pull-ups you can do, 20 and 30, or I can just paraphrase it even further and just say she can do a lot of push-ups and pull-ups. I'm going to try to be more specific because I think that's better. So it's at 114. I'll say, and this is just notes, right? It's short. It doesn't have to be complete sentences. 20 pull-ups, 30 push-ups. And I know what that means.
of those. But I want to be in shape to get that max score. I can't no more. I've always been competitive, like on the basketball court.
You don't know the rules of basketball, and you don't even know what you're talking about.
small detail, probably not that important.
Yes, you could say.
She's stubborn, hard-headed, coconut head.
That's my smart mouth of a friend Gabby. But even though I might have a coconut head, I can accept authority when I need to. I understand what I'm getting into when I talk about joining the Marines. A lot of my family members have served in the armed forces, but that doesn't mean they want me to join. Actually, it's kind of the opposite.
Oh, that's important. So at 152, her family doesn't want her to do this.
Opposite. How would you feel about seeing me leave?
I'd cry a lot. I wouldn't want you to leave. And I'll freaking hang you in my closet so you won't leave.
My younger sister Sarai cried when our brother left for the Marines.
Are you trying to kill me? I'm gonna ziplock you in a bag.
Ziplock me in a bag.
I don't want you to go to the Marines like you're my favorite sister. Why would I ever want that?
My mom has her own worries about it.
A parent never imagines a child telling them that they want to go into the forces. That's a parent's worst nightmare. You know, you have to have the mentality of thinking, I might go to war if this is for me, because war is not for everybody.
Okay, so these are just supporting details. The main idea is her family doesn't want her to. Some of the smaller supporting details are her sister doesn't want her to, her mom doesn't want her to. I don't need to write all that down because I have so far the main key point already written.
I think of this all the time.
Okay. Because there's PTSD and all that other stuff when people come, because Max didn't come so good.
My stepfather Max fought in Iraq. My mom says when he came back, he wasn't the same Jokey Max who left for the Marines.
He was my best friend. Before he left, he was a certain way, and when he came back, he was totally different. That wasn't Max no more.
I try not to worry about PTSD, not because I don't think it can happen to me, but because serving is an honor. I want to enlist for my family, to protect them, and they're worth the risk of going to war.
That's important. She wants to join to protect her family. And what was that? 306.
Of going to war, or even losing my life.
Nobody is ever ready for the military.
Max told me that getting on the plane to go to Iraq was hard, but getting off was harder. He doesn't only worry that I might have to go to war, but also about the fact that I'm a female.
Recently on the news, there was a lot of rapes going on within the military. Females would either say something to their senior and then their senior would dismiss it for whatever reason.
When we went to...
Okay, and that's the last point I'll put before I let you do it independently, is like 339. A lot of women are raped in the military. Okay, once I have all this done, my job is going to be to look at all of this and think of what these all have in common. What all of these have in common is going to be the main idea. Okay, that's the trick. What do all of the important points have in common? What is the author trying to get me to learn? And that's the main idea. Okay, go ahead and keep watching, listen, and enjoy.
One of the higher-ups, the chain of command, they told me just because I didn't like somebody, they weren't going to switch me away from this guy.
I know that rape is a big problem in the military, but I don't really know how it's even allowed to happen.
Tried to get me to touch him.
So I watched this documentary. It's called The Invisible War.
Started to yell for the other guys to kind of hear me, to hey. He hit me across the left side of my face.
The film is legit depressing. You hear about these women getting beaten, and the guys are just chilling as if they did nothing wrong. When I got home, I talked to my mom about the movie.
Was the movie what you expected it to be?
Well, the ladies that got raped, they got raped for a long time. Like,
How you feel about that and you wanting to go into the military?
there's a lot of women there, it depends, and I would defend myself. Like, if they don't defend me, I'm defending myself first. I would carry a knife, a gun, some damn pepper spray, all of them, huh? Like, if you don't get stabbed, then you're getting shot up. If you can't get shot up, you're getting stabbed up. And if you can't get neither, you're getting sprayed up in your eyes. Yeah, I know. I sound tough. But a federal investigation found 23% of women in the military say they've experienced unwanted sexual contact. That's a lot. And the fact that I'm small could make me vulnerable. I'm not gonna let that stop me. I don't want to see myself as a victim when I haven't even become one. Not everyone gets put through that.
I always felt safe. And I don't think I remember a time when any of my female friends had any issues where they felt unsafe.
Sandra Garfinkel is a former Marine.
The thing about the Marine Corps is that I feel it's it's a boys' club. And I wanted to do everything I could to not be seen as a woman, but to be seen as a Marine, so I could be equal. And I did everything 110% just to blend in. But there was a lot of that being either treated with a little bit of resentment, because sometimes women get better birthing, or we don't have to get as high of a physical fitness test score, or they just don't believe that we should be there.
I have zero tolerance for people who think women aren't capable of doing a man's job. If I end up having a sexist commanding officer, first, I speak with him. If that doesn't work, I'm speaking with the person above him. Even that boss has a boss, and I will find him. I went to check out the Marine recruiting headquarters on Long Island to see where I'll be one day.
Christina, nice to meet you. Come on up.
That's cool.
So the space that we just walked through here is 2nd Battalion, 25th.
I truly feel ready to do this.
And they are actually
And boot camp is calling my name.
infantry battalion.
Thank you. I'm telling you, this is pretty cool. What? I'm gonna be a Marine. I'm proud to say that. For WNYC, I'm rookie reporter CC Rodriguez.
Okay. Go ahead and finish up. Look at what they all have in common, and then identify what the main idea of all of this is. Okay, thank you for watching.